Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about how to create a hyperdoc. A hyperdoc is a digital lesson plan template. It replaces the traditional worksheet. It adds innovation and inquiry. It can be used in a class or as a flipped option. So we're going to go through the 5 different steps to create a hyperdoc. Step 1 are your objectives. You need to think about the grade level, the content area, the length of your lesson, what is your objective, and what is the outcome you want your students to receive through this hyperdoc. Once you have that, you can move on to step 2. Think about the cycle of learning. What specific steps will your students follow? Think of how you traditionally design an original traditional lesson. Do you want to use the model explore, explain, apply? Are they going to be doing this in a workshop model, the 5 E's model? So think about the cycle of learning you want your students to do before you create the hyperdoc. Step 3 is your packaging. What Google app will you use to package the lesson? In Module 1, we learned how to create a doc and a slide. So you can create docs, slides, you can use Google Maps, sites to create your hyperdoc. So think about your packaging and then why you want to package it that way. Step 4 is your workflow. How are you going to push out your content? How are you going to collect your work? And how are you going to provide feedback to your students? So how will this flow within your classroom? Step 5 is the final product, your design of your hyperdoc. And this is where we'll spend most of our time. Is think of how you can make this content engaging. What page color, your fonts, your table properties, your images, your space to jot thinking as your kids are working with their hyperdoc. Customize your links. So this is all about the design process and I'm going to show you how to design a hyperdoc. Now, we're going to go into our Google Drive, and I'm going to show you a hyperdoc that I've already created. In Module 1, we learned how to create a Google slide, and for this hyperdoc, I'm going to use Google Slides as my application to create this hyperdoc. So I'm going to go into my hyperdoc with my Google Slide platform. Now, you can see I've changed the background color, I've added text, I've added graphics, I've added video, I've customized my links so that each student knows what to do and the steps to follow when doing this hyperdoc. Now, for example, I'm going to show you how I did this. So I'm going to create a new slide, and I want to change my format of my slide by changing my layout. And I just want to use a blank slide because I like to add text boxes versus using a already layout. Now, I can change the background color of my slide by clicking background and then color. And make sure we choose one that's good. Then I want to add a text. And this is where you can use your craft points principles that we've learned about, contrast, things like that, making sure things are aligned to make sure it is presentable and engaging. So I'm going to change my font. I can make my font bigger, type in my title, and then I'm ready to add my first video.